Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dylan.
I'm Elle.
And we both love soup. All righty. Let's, got to open up the show talking about my eagles.
She's so excited about the eagles.
Sunny, the oldest eagle, fledged exactly at 90 days old. And this was yesterday.
I was a little worried because, I guess I expected they're both girls. Yeah. I expected her to take a lap and then come back right away. And that's not what happened at all. She was gone for 24 hours, right?
Yep. So they followed her on camera too. And you saw her go to their roosting tree. And mom and dad had sights on her the whole time. Gizmo watching her was all turning the head sideways.
I know.
Where you going,
She looked so lonely.
And
the
Gizmo
nest by
spent
herself.
the whole night alone. But then today, Shadow came back with fish. Then Jackie came and visited Gizmo. And when they brought the fish, lo and behold, in comes Sunny. So she's been hanging out around there, and she came, and all four of them were back in the nest, and she spent time with Gizmo today.
When the camera swiveled, I could never see her because she's brown and she blends in really well. So
with none of that white.
Yeah, I could not see her at all. They kept swiveling, so I assumed that they were keeping an eye on her, but I couldn't see her.
So spectacular to watch that.
Very cool.
And it all depends on how long she'll keep coming back for the free fishes from mom and dad. You know, in this economy, you want to be mooching off your parents as long as you possibly can.
That's right. I have a dog licking my shoe.
But so that was very exciting. It's hard to work when I want to just sit there and watch Eagle Cam all day.
It is very easy to just watch Eagle Cam.
There was someone who asked me a question on a call, and I was looking at the Eagles, and I had to do can you repeat that question? I wasn't paying one iota of attention
by my Eagles.
I'm watching the Eagles.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is we have a new Pope.
Oh yeah,
Chicago Pope. Pope Leo. He's on a mission from God.
That's right. We're on a mission from God, ma'am.
I am so happy that he was a long shot. They gave him in the whole Vegas odds less than 1%, but he was a close friend of Pope Francis.
I do wonder how much American politics played into their decision.
Yeah.
Knowing that if they put somebody super conservative in, what that would do to this country. I do kind of wonder that.
Maybe.
But
whatever it was, so glad that that was Francis's wish that it be someone like Leo who can continue
or it was
that
just
ministry of love instead of
compassion.
Hate. Yes, right. Oh my God, what a thought! The Catholic Church should be compassionate. So super excited. We have Pope Leo.
Very happy.
Yes, very, very happy. And then being from Chicago, I mean, that's...
You gotta love that.
Gotta love it. Oh, I'm sure my grandmother would have just... she loved Cardinal Bernardine, and this would have just made her...
My mom would be very excited about that, too. My mom lived in Chicago as well. She's not just Wisconsin. Yeah. She was Cincinnati, Chicago, and Wisconsin.
Midwest Pope. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of family things, you did your century bike ride, but because of
because Raven's
health.
Yeah, so normally this time of year we go to Santa Fe to ride the metric century. We ride from my brother's house, so it's the 50 mile technically of the Santa Fe century. But because we ride from my brother's house and then do the loop, it ends up being a metric century. And Raven is just not doing well. And I mean, he's hanging in there, but he's just not doing well enough.
He's not thriving.
He's not thriving. So we didn't want to leave him, but we still wanted to ride the memorial ride. So we kitted up in our Santa Fe Century matching jerseys. And we have these hankies that I made for us when we first did the memorial ride in Wisconsin. And they have, it was originally for my cousin Jim, who passed away years ago. And it has for Flem, which was his nickname. So it's kind of funny. It's a hanky. But we would tie them either around our necks and
like a buff, like a survivor buff.
Like a survivor buff. And they're lime green, very noticeable. When we rode the Santa Fe Century last year, we all stuck them through our helmets. So they stuck up like bunny ears. So it was really easy to spot each other on the road, which was a good thing. So I need to make more of those so that in the future, anybody that rides a memorial ride.
And you did it acoustic by doing laps here, and you did what, like 65 miles?
63. We did almost exactly a metric century, or I think we pulled off a 63.1 or whatever, which is a metric century. So I was quite proud of myself that we did it acoustic. We rode all the way up to Murrieta, and then did a couple laps on the bike path. And I was proud of myself that I made it.
And how was the recovery coming off of that? Like next day?
I don't know. I still feel like I'm recovering. I've just had a bad couple weeks. I don't know if it's this weather is kind of shifting again.
It seems like it rained in Big Bear. These were thunderstorms. I had the Eagles on, and it startled me because a crack of thunder went off, and it rained on them today. And we were supposed to, it feels really humid. Yeah. I thought we might actually get some rain.
We rode today, and I thank God at the last minute was like, yeah, I think I'll ride the electric bike. I felt like Shatola the whole time, and we only rode like 10 miles. We rode 30 miles with you this weekend. Yep. I felt like I did really well, acoustic again. But I don't know. I'm just like off and on. I have zero energy. And
ebbing and flowing.
Yeah, we're going to get into this a little bit later with our topic today. But yeah, I just feel shitty.
And then Zach and I, the day before you did that, went to our Cruel World concert, and the weather was
started getting rough.
Yeah,
the tiny ship was tossed.
Yes, it rained on us. I'd say about half the day it drizzled, but we bought one of the parasols, which was Zach wanted to buy one for sun, and we wound up using it for rain. And we bought it's the Cruel World blankie.
Oh, that's nice.
And so we braved the weather and had a really, really good time.
When you were first talking about it and all the bands that were going to be there, I was like, oh, damn, I kind of want to go. When you told me there was no place to sit and you were exhausted, I was so glad I didn't go. So I can't stand standing.
Yeah, the only place that had seating was for the Uber VIP, right, Zach, which is corporations buy 8 tickets. It's something like a $10,000, compound that they had tower. Other than that, there was a few people who brought those like blow up kind of chairs that look like they look like clitorises, quite honestly. You've seen them, right? They're those like
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you fill them by going like that. They look like a vagina.
Hot dog bun.
It's a vagina.
And so they use those as like little couches on the ground for the not really crowded shows earlier in the day. And then when you got into the later shows, you wanted to be up, you wanted to be dancing,
right?
And there was no room for those kind of chairs. But it was quite a bit of standing. Next day I was pretty exhausted. We didn't get home till 1:30, Zach? Yeah. But had a great time. We'll say though, the Go-Go's should be gone. They were
gone, daddy gone.
And they were billed as in the top. They were billed as number 2. So number 1 was New Order.
Which you said was awesome.
Was awesome. Yeah, I mean, you could tell the cracks in their voice, but they put on a show. They had laser lights. They had good graphics, right, Zach? Sound. They were playing, the right songs, even played some Joy Division. Go-Go's were terrible. Not only did they sound terrible, their graphics were cheap-ass AI generated.
You said they were bickering.
They were bickering on stage with each other. Everything about it was awful. The sound adjustment,
so
like adjusting the instruments to the voices was wrong. Blah.
Did you see them at Coachella too?
A little bit.
And you said, were they better then?
I thought they were iffy.
I saw video of them from Coachella, and they seemed okay. They seemed pretty good.
I thought they were iffy at Coachella.
Okay. I mean, videos.
Now, on the flip side, Devo, fabulous. Devo, one of the best acts there. I loved Alison Moyet. I loved Till Tuesday was great. I got introduced to, was it Blancmange? Is that how? Blancmange. Quite good. Never had really listened to them. They were early on in the day. OMD was decent. Again,
wow. So many great bands. So that's...
Yeah.
So overall,
we're going to do it every year. It's going to be our thing.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. It's going to be our thing because it's the beauty of having all those bands is that even though the Go-Go's should be gone, we walked away.
But so next year, chairs.
We're going to get one of the clitoris chairs.
Oh my God. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't?
Oh,
no. They look like a banana. They're like a big
It really banana. Does look like. Zach could pull it up on the screen for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're like a big sack, and you kind of
okay. So you don't have to bring something to blow it up. You run in a circle and grab air, and then you roll up the end, and it forms that. So
they're kind of like a dry sack.
Yeah. So 2 people sit on them side to side, and then you can deflate it really easy to move to the next thing. So you're not carrying around this big inflated thing or a chair. Some people
you don't have to use like your own oxygen. To
Some
blow
people
it up
brought
either.
like the little golf chairs. You know how the spectator chairs that you have that look like a little walking stick and then they become a tripod. So a few people had those.
At least you'd have something to sit on. I feel like I'd have to have something. To
The
sit down.
age definitely ran the gamut. But it skewed older, right, Zach? Wouldn't you say Zach was definitely on the younger side?
Hey,
of
we
things.
resent that comment, or we
Yes.
resemble that comment.
You could
Skewed
tell
way older. Of course, it skews way older. It's our generation. Come on.
But and then there are people who obviously have gone years and years because they had like the merch from the past years, and it's on a golf course. I mean, so
Yeah.
you have the Rose Bowl, and it's that golf course that's right next to it. So there was a time where we did grab a bite to eat, and we sat on the edge of a sand trap just so we could sit on an edge and have our feet into a sand trap. But super
Sounds
awesome.
fun.
Look forward to the next lineup coming out, and that's gonna be our thing, right, Zach?
Awesome.
So
Am I like invited or?
you are welcome to come.
I know I was busy this time, but
you were busy. Yes,
I
you
would
would
like
you
to
would
go.
enjoy it. You're not as much into that era of music, so
no,
we're
but
gonna
I
have
like festival. I like the vibe of a festival. and
Yes, this had
eating
a
and
this
Do
had
you
a
have a
good.
Coachella outfit or a
Yeah,
maybe a
I'd
Cruel
get
World outfit?
cute, Yeah,
I
yeah.
like the one dayness of it. I don't think I could survive Coachella. This
Definitely
one
not.
day because we got there right when they opened.
What time did they open? 10?
We got there at and walked in at 11.
11:30.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we didn't leave until at
11:30,
the
12.
end of the set. I mean,
Yeah.
we went
So
through
12 hours.
12 hours of listening to music.
I don't know.
And
If I
people
had
watching.
a nice comfy chair to sit in,
Yeah,
I would kind of need my own clitoris.
You
or-
need your own clitoris
I need
chair.
my own clitoris
two
chair.
clits come along with the four of us.
What was the craziest people watching?
Oh yeah, a lot of good people watching, right, Zach?
What was like the weirdest thing you saw where you're like, I did not think that was on the.
You know where a lot of
card.
people were wearing were Scottish attire, kilts,
Oh, kilts
like
are really
full
in.
on kilts, like classic kilts. I didn't think that guy had anything on underneath that kilt when he was
They wouldn't.
Why?
because a kilt traditionally the men don't wear anything underneath a
No,
kilt.
no. Why a kilt?
Oh, we
They're
don't know.
really in right now.
Like truly, they're wearing like jean shorts.
Oh,
like,
they had
it's-
it, and they had the sporan. They had the whole ensemble. It wasn't just like a poser kilt. This was literally because a true kilt is a kind of a blanket that's fastened with a pin, and it's a certain way it's
kind of
folded.
goes up and over, and it seems a little warm.
It was
but
cold.
You said it wasn't that warm.
No,
Okay.
we were cold. The weekend before it was raging hot.
Yeah.
I preferred it being cold, but we had by the end of the night I had my puffy on. You know, besides being damp.
I wonder if it's because there were so many bands that were British.
Scottish.
Or Scottish.
Garbage, Midyear.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Midyear
So
was
then
there.
they have a lot of fans and a lot of friends and family that are
Something,
local.
but definitely
and,
a lot of people dress.
It's very in to wear your traditional Scottish
The ones
garb
that
right
blew
now.
me away were the girls who were there in like heels, like the step. I'm like, you're going to be on your feet,
That always blows my mind
like
when
Disney
you see
or
that.
something.
Yeah, anything
12
like that.
plus hours, girlfriend, and
You
you're
want to know what's even crazier? Is they do it and their feet literally are bleeding the entire time. It's not like, oh,
Yeah.
do they have really good talk? No, they
yeah,
sit
suck
in
it
a
up.
pool of blood.
Suck it up, butterfly.
And they just
I
suck it
guess.
up.
Yeah, I don't get
I
it.
had my old lady Hoka's on, my comfortable jeans, t-shirts layered with I had layers and layers of shirts, and then we bought, like I said, the blanket. We bought the parasol. We bought a couple shirts. What else did we get, Zach? Those were our main things we bought. Yeah, and then just had a couple alcohol drinks. We didn't really tie one on from an alcohol perspective. Had one chicken strip meal. I think was pretty much it for the day, and otherwise we just went bouncing and bouncing.
Wow.
Who would you say was your absolute favorite, Zach? You were, I know, impressed by Nick Cave and the
Yeah,
band.
I'd probably
Seed.
say Nick Cave. Nick Cave, I'm not a huge fan of, but I just thought he brought a whole choir.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
He played a lot of songs I had never heard of that I'm now obsessed with. That Wild God song is now one of my favorite songs. Visuals were cool. Everything was like this Fight Club
How
soap
do I not
text.
know Nick Cave? I've never heard of him.
But yeah, Nick Cave I thought was probably
At the end of the show, we'll have to have Zach play
probably
some
the
Nick
best,
Cave.
if not
That was a
Devo.
pleasant- that was a
Devo
pleasant
the best,
surprise for you, yeah.
Devo was obviously the best, but Nick Cave was the biggest surprise.
I do
We
love me some
counted Devo hats. That was another thing we did.
Oh.
Quite a few people. There was one guy who was obviously a raging Devo fan because he had a Devo one that looked like it had been signed.
Nice.
And also, yeah, we were spotting the Devo. We were going to bring our Devo hat, but then we thought this is one more thing to carry, so we left our Devo hat at home.
Ah.
And they weren't
Would have helped with the rain.
Yeah. The parasol was clutch. I sat there with, where'd you have the parasol?
It's right up there.
Oh, yeah, it's right there.
Oh, nice.
It's really cool. It's got little tassels on it.
Thank you.
So, winner,
no,
winner,
no.
chicken
I don't want you
dinner.
in my lip.
Loved Cruel World. Everything. I wouldn't change anything about it unless I suddenly became really rich and could have bought ourselves part of the VIP.
Right. Okay.
That would have been the only thing I would have changed.
All right.
All right. So, I'm going to add another segment that I think we're going to have ongoing. So we usually talk about some We Tried It's. Sometimes we do whole episodes. We're going to add just a segment called Loving or Loathing Product Spotlight. And Elle has a color changing lipstick that you actually enjoy.
So it kept popping up on Facebook, on the ads, and it's clear. It looks clear. And then it somehow changes colors. And I was thinking,
pH.
It's going to change into a Barbie pink color that you're gonna love. And so I thought, I'll try it. Why not? But I ordered one that was like, okay, this is gonna be a mauve color, which is much more your and my color. And it's perfect. It's like moisturizing.
I'm sold.
Yes.
Where do I get one?
You would love it. It's moisturizing. It's like a subtle, darker shade than my natural lip
Barvina
tone.
color changing lipstick.
I got it on Amazon. So rather than ordering it from the stupid
I'm
Facebook
ordering it
ad,
right now.
Yes.
it really is.
Order
It's
it right
great.
now.
It's
Is there a
very
shade you have
moisturizing.
to tell her?
I don't remember if there was a shade.
It's a lot like Winky Lux. So Winky Lux makes one like
Yeah,
that.
but that came out Barbie pink.
And you're right.
Right.
No matter
So
what
mine
color
did
one you
not.
buy, because I love my Winky Lux.
What is it again?
BARVENA color changing lipstick.
I also ordered at the same time. I ordered, which you guys tried to wave me off on, the stain stuff that you peel off.
Yeah.
To line it, and that worked great too. So I like
You
that.
made me retry that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, okay, let me retry it. Ripped my entire lip off again. So I was like, okay, I threw it away.
The stuff I got, it doesn't peel great, but when it does peel, it peels really well. And then when it doesn't peel, all I have to do is add water, and it just washes
See,
off.
I'm just impatient.
You're
and so
like,
then I rip it and I basically
Yeah.
I take off
Take your
everything.
lips off.
It's horrible.
Yeah. I do
no.
notice it gets a little into the creases,
Yeah,
the rink rinks,
little,
which
little smoke.
the smoker lines. But that's what I'm trying to avoid. So anyway,
All right. So that's our loving or loathing. So that's a loving coming from Elle.
Yep.
Believe it or not, I have not really been buying a lot of stuff lately.
I just ordered the industrial size.
Beauty
from Bees.
Yeah, mine is actually. I have to refill it because I bought like several of the refills.
I love my.
This summer I'm slathering that stuff on.
I am too. I'm bathing in it, and it does look. Well, all right. I'm a little wrinkly. I actually don't think I put it on today because I bought a dress on Amazon, and I was trying it on, and I didn't want to get oil all over it. But like, I'm actually feel soft.
Water
I feel
beads on you when you go swimming.
Right. Yeah. I feel softer. Softer. It doesn't hang as much as I had hoped. But I think the more you lather it on, the more
I feel
it'll
like
hang.
I'm getting a barrier, a nice little barrier.
I feel like I'm not looking hugely wrinkly as much.
And it's good for you.
Yeah.
So our topic for today, we're just going to talk about is health updates. So if you recall, a couple of shows ago, I had paid the $400 and did the function blood test, of which was 100 different tests. They drew 15 vials of blood over the course of 2 weeks, and got all my results back from that. And I gotta say, and then it gives you an age.
You're healthy.
So it gives you then here's your biological age, and here's your what they say there's your real age and your biological age. So I'm 10 years younger, according to my blood work.
Nice.
And then what I did right after that, which they recommend, which I wanted to do anyway, was I went to my doctor for my annual, and they give you the results, and I gave him, we talked through all the results, so I wanted to know his opinion. He was curious too, like, what are they testing for? He laughed at some of them. He's like, what are they testing you for lead? And I'm like, well, who knows? Maybe I'm living in.
If you live in a place that has lead,
yeah.
If you're living
So
in what's that
he
town
laughed.
in
He goes,
Michigan?
how much extra did you pay for some of these? I go, it was all a package deal. And when I told him how much it was, he goes, okay, that's a pretty good deal for that.
Yeah, I paid $300 and some every time I get my blood drawn.
Yeah.
So I mean, because they have to do the full hormone panel and blah blah blah. So actually, I think it is a good price.
So talked about a couple of just the, if anything jumped out at him, and he's just basically keep doing whatever you're doing because this is great. And so now it's in my file. And then as part of function, they do it again 6 months later. So I'm due to have it then in August. So I'll take the same battery of tests, and we'll see if anything changed there. There was that one that you said you were also. The one outlier was that weird.
Oh, your testosterone.
Yeah, and he's just like. He also disagreed on some of their ranges. So where he was looking, he goes, what kind of range do they have for that?
Yeah.
Not that it affected mine being bad, but he thought some of those ranges were a bit aggressive.
Right. Okay.
And he goes, they're probably trying to upsell people because then they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm at the high end of this. What's my next thing I have to do?
Yeah, I'm curious if are they trying to get you on to knowing women of a certain age? Are they trying to get you on HRT? Are they what is their end game?
The only thing they're cross marketing is, do you want additional tests? Like, do you want to go deeper into heart health? Do you want to go deeper into metabolic health? And I'm like, no, I'm good.
You seem pretty healthy.
Yeah. But I think that's their upsell then is, you want to add that on. You want to add that on. Haven't cross-sold me anything else. I'm still sticking with my vitamin granules.
Your gross tasting granules.
My vitamin granules. And then Miranda and I started Nutrafol. So we're 1 month
into
it. Is
that a hair thing, right?
It is. It's basically saw palmetto.
If you look at
tabs a day.
Ingredients, there are ones that are like often spoken about, just like women should be taking this.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually curious. That's why I wish, when I was saying like, I'm just not feeling good, I wish I was feeling good so that I could say like, yeah, I think it's Nutrafol, but then I guess I'm also maybe not feeling good because of it. But I am not taking it every single day. I'm doing the 4 pills about every other day.
Oh, okay.
I know
I
they
have
say
a whole
every day,
supply
but
of them because I did
4
a 6
freaking pills. That's a
they're big pills.
yeah. And you look
dude,
at
I take
the
like
nutrition. It's
20 pills a day.
It's 1,600% of your
saw
blah, blah,
palmetto
blah.
or
And I'm like,
whatever.
okay, I think I can go every other day because
So
that's a lot.
We're doing that, and then our granules. But other than that's all I've been sticking with. So I'm happy with I'm glad I did the function blood work. I'm glad I shared it with my doctor. It's a nice baseline. And then as part of that, he's sending me the poop in the box. Okay. So I qualify for poop in the box. I had to wait for United to approve it, which is ridiculous. Like, why you wouldn't approve poop in the box and you would approve me having to do a full-on colonoscopy, which would be way more expensive.
Colonoscopy, though. You know me. I love it. It's the best sleep you ever get.
Yeah.
Good colonoscopy.
I don't have any history of it.
I feel clean when I do the...
It's like going to the dentist. It's
yes,
like, oh,
exactly. It is just like going to the dentist. And for that first couple days afterwards, I'm like, I have nothing in my gut. There is nothing there.
Nothing bad.
Yeah,
So glad I did that, and then I went and had my breast ultrasound done. Got the results back from that. So I'm like,
I've been getting bad feedback from my doctors about the ultrasound versus the mammogram.
Well, I had both.
You did do the mammogram?
I had both because I was there, and he goes, just do both. What's the hurt? And I go, it hurts.
It hurts.
And he's like, just suck it up. That's what he said. He goes, just suck it up and do both.
Screw
and I said,
that.
So I did both.
My doctor was all on me. He was like, well, technically the ultrasound isn't really... I'm like, dense breast tissue, not going to show anything on the stupid mammogram.
The one was paid for by United.
Insurance.
And then the other, I just had to pay out of pocket. So
I'm just doing the ultrasound. I'm sorry. I don't care. Especially now my sister has breast cancer, so I should do the mammogram too. Really, when you have no boobs, imagine how bad it hurts you with boob. Try shoving,
because your nipples then get creative.
Everything, like it's muscle tissue. They're grabbing anything they can to get enough boob.
I wonder what kind of women go into that work, because you're like, are you a sadomasochist?
Yeah. I think it takes a certain level, although some of them are so kind and they're like, I know this hurts, honey, it's okay.
What kills me is, so they give you that sleeveless thing. I'm like, I'm not even putting this on. You're what? You're going to see one and you're going to see the other, and it's just getting in the way.
I know.
All
I think
sense of modesty is out the window here.
I think it's because there are people that are just super uncomfortable with.
I'm standing there I'm not wearing your little thing.
I'm kind of one of them. I don't like to hang out in my booblessness, in my bralessness.
It's cold. Normally,
I know,
it's so cold. Zach's like,
Zach's
I'm
leaving.
done with the boob talk.
It is warm.
Oh
in
yeah,
here.
turn the air on.
Yeah.
When am I supposed to get one of those? What age is that?
Is it 40? They've upped it now. They've even upped colonoscopies. Because people,
I want a colonoscopy.
my chiropractor's wife died of colon cancer young, like 42 or something. Yeah, so they've upped the age of colonoscopies too, or poop in the box. Like they've upped the age that you got to start worrying about this shit. And I would talk to your doctor because you never know.
Yeah, you don't have a family
history.
history.
Have no family history, so
of
that helps.
Any of breast cancer or
not even on Ed's side, nothing.
No, so they're all so they died of like aneurysms, his dad and mom, and also because they went and lived in a third world country for, I think, a long time.
Like brain worms.
So your overall comprehensive physical panel was pretty good too.
Yeah, so I just had my follow up, and I highly recommend everyone find an integrative medicine doc. So my integrative medicine doc talks to me and doesn't just treat.
So is that someone
thing.
who's a DO, a doctor of osteopathy?
No, they're most of them are nurse practitioners, but there is a doctor, and he's a regular doctor. It's just they look at the. I used to see the epigenetic doctor, and that was they looked at your whole genetic profile. This doctor also looks at your genetic profile, but also just looks at you as a whole person, and it's really important. For somebody like me and you, Miranda, because Hashimoto's really messes with, it's really hard to dial in your thyroid. And then especially at my age, it's really hard to dial in the thyroid with the hormone shit, the menopause shit. So, because they battle each other. So anyway, they recommended that I do this, and I'm pretty sure it's covered by insurance. I haven't gotten a bill yet, but it's called an executive physical. And they went in and they scanned my carotid artery, my aorta. They did that was an ultrasound. So ultrasound. They did a EKG. They did a lung function test. They did an allergy test, which unfortunately I believe that I forgot that I had taken a steroid. And so they were like, nope, no allergies. And you know me. I'm like, oh my God, my nose runs constantly. I definitely have allergies. So they're going to rerun that one. But anyway, it was really good for me because I have so much issues in the family. We have heart attack, we have stroke, we have cancer, we have all this stuff. And it was good for me to find out that no, there's nothing wrong with me. On the other hand, it was not good for me to find out no, there's nothing wrong with me because I feel like shit all the time. So, but then they went over my blood work, and my blood work is my Hashi's is out of control right now.
So they're upping your dosage?
They're actually he's lowering my levothyroxine, increasing my liothyronine. It's the T4, T3 thing. And he's also messing with he said my estrogen progesterone is probably affecting my T3, T4 more than the drugs that I'm taking. So he's messing with my numbers. So we'll see if I feel any better. But
and now, Miranda, did you ever get back to, you went and walked into a doctor's office, saw the horrid...
Oh, my gynecologist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever get into
and you
anybody?
turned right around. You're like, hell's a no.
Yeah, I just walked out in front of them. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go. And then I just left. It was just so, but it was also really sad. Yeah. Because I'm like, there were 15 people in there waiting.
That's the state of healthcare.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, flickering lights, bugs.
It was like something straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah, I liked my gynecologist.
So you then sent me.
I sent you to my.
I have one to go to, but I was just like, oh my gosh. But also, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I looked at the
ZocDoc.
I went through ZocDoc and United Healthcare website,
and
this is where they sent me. 5 stars.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Maybe they just don't spend money on the decor.
I don't know because I'm telling you I'm telling you
it was a staph infection waiting to happen.
They sent me. It's hard to describe it, but I entered a dingy room. Then they said, "Oh, go through those doors. There's gonna be a clipboard. Sign in there, and then wait." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I go through the door. It's literally a bathroom. So I was like, "Oh, I must have gone into the wrong place." I go back out and I was like, "This place?" She's like, "Yeah, right there. Clipboard to your left." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It's a bathroom door, so it's like a mini room leading to a bathroom.
I wonder if they perform abortions there.
I was gonna say, were there coat hangers? Is it a coat hanger?
No, not in a bad way. Literally, maybe there was a security risk. It's some sort of they have to.
Oh, they're trying to be clandestine.
They're trying to be clandestine.
I don't know.
It gave you the heebies.
But then I'm also like, okay, clipboard, signing in. All your personal information. I'm just looking at everyone's
seriously.
phone numbers, email,
really
and I was like, it's just a clipboard piece of paper, a lined piece of paper. And I was like, with the little, you rip it out of a notebook and then it has little frillies on the side. clipped to a clipboard. And I was like, yeah, it's a no for me. And I just left.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Yay, United.
No chairs. Oh my God, it was so crazy. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
So you
So, yeah,
still
I
have
did
to
not
go
go
do
to my
that.
So you
gyno.
still have to go.
Yeah. Did
Ed back already?
maybe.
No.
Did
Maybe.
successfully get back onto a therapy train.
Yes.
So thanks to Mom, I'm back.
Well,
to
it's our
therapy.
friend, one of our lefty leading ladies.
Yeah, we met a lovely therapist, and so
And after getting to know her, I felt like she had the vibe that you would like.
Yeah,
and if she
I liked
doesn't, I am
Yeah,
not going to be
no.
My
offended if it's not the.
No, I liked her vibe, and my only thing is, she only does like morning appointments. I'm a
Oh.
28-year-old
Yeah.
working girl. And
Yeah,
I'm like, how
yeah.
am I going to get to you? But luckily, I work from home, so I'll make it work. But
okay.
yeah, she's good.
I'm glad that she's
Yeah, I'm glad too.
someone to talk to.
Yes, that's important. Yeah, I was gonna. Oh, I know what else I was gonna talk about health wise. I am very, very, very excited about my weight loss and my this
Your
unicity. Yeah, so I'm.
She's MLM in it here, man. It's
yeah,
working.
I mean, I don't.
I'm about to buy.
It's really awesome. And to go back to my blood work, my cholesterol went down big time. My cholesterol before this
It's
was
way
like
better in Casey's now.
230 or something, 225. It is now 165. So my cholesterol went way down. I've
No
lost
statins for you.
I've lost like 12 pounds. I'm doing really well. If I felt better, I'd be all for
And
it.
you'd think that in conjunction with your you're adhering to your fasting.
The whole system is based on intermittent fasting, and so I believe in intermittent fasting, and it's supposed to help me with the autoimmune disease as well. So far, that has not kicked in, but it has helped with the cholesterol. It has helped with the weight loss and
$80 a month, 2 drinks a day, 3 drinks a day.
$200 every 2 months. So yeah, $100 a month.
But you're eating less food because of it, because isn't it kind of a meal
absolutely.
replacement?
Yeah. But I haven't even been drinking the one that fills you up because
The Metamucil
the
fibery
Metamucil one, because I just don't really like it that much. But 2, I haven't needed it. I'm not that hungry. So I quit eating at 5 o'clock and that's it.
Religiously, we have to be careful.
I know we were going to start recording today at 5, and I almost was going to have to say nope,
no
can't
to the
do
beverage.
the drinking.
We got here a little early.
Yeah, thankfully I was able
So
to.
you only have water after 5?
I have lemon water.
Okay. And then what time can you eat in the morning?
9.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
I
and
couldn't
you
do that with my schedule. Can you change that?
You
window,
can change
though?
that
Okay.
window. It's 16 hours, whatever 16 hours you want to do. But now I'm like, my chiropractor was talking to me. He's like, oh, I'm trying to do like a 20-hour. I'm like, really? Like, that's just insane. Supposedly, the bigger window you can do, like if you can
Really?
24-hour
Your
fast.
body doesn't go into that I'm starving and then does the exact
what I-
opposite of
yeah.
what
That's
you
what I
want.
thought,
I thought
too.
you're balancing the two. You don't want it to trick and
I
think you're
binge eat for sure.
starving.
Yeah, that's why I don't think that would be sustainable for me.
But
'cause
there's also intermittent fasting where read up on it, because there's also like you do 24 hours once a week. That might be more doable for you. I don't know if that's the same. I don't have no idea. I'm really kind
So
of
I'm
an
sticking
idiot.
with. I'm just doing
this
the
stuff.
me, and it sounds like a lot of Americans are doing the microdosing of the GLP-1. I did see a statistic: 6% of Americans are on the drug in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to
I
think?
would have thought more.
I would have thought more.
No,
too.
but every human in the United States,
Women
I still would have no, not
women
just
and
men.
men?
Any human.
I
'cause
still
men
would
are
have
doing
thought more.
So
I don't know.
what's-
6%.
me
That
too.
includes every age. So that's including kids all the way through.
But so that's one of the things this drink is supposed to do is boost your own GLP-1. So that's why I'm losing weight. I think it's not just
6%
the
of
intermittent
the
fasting.
100 million people that we have are on the drug, and now there's articles about the anti-aging. You see all the oh my gosh, you got Ozempic face, you got Ozempic ass, oh you're
Bullshit.
turning yellow, you're doing this. There are some weird things as there are with other drugs.
I think if you lose weight quickly, no matter how you do it,
It's
you are
gonna be
going
that
to
way.
have what
Yeah.
quote unquote Ozempic face. You're going to have excess skin
and maybe
on,
some
on your
weird
body.
things
You're
going
going to have
teeth.
Yeah,
But they're saying that there's the whole Alzheimer's thing, just general anti-aging,
they're
more
saying,
positive
They're saying
than
for
not.
alcoholism, drug
Yeah,
addiction,
100%.
Alzheimer's. I mean, they're talking about this being the end all, be all, cure all for
Well,
everything.
that's why so many people are microdosing it, because it remains very expensive. It remains not really covered, and
Well, and what I'm taking is also increasing your GLP-1, so it's doing the same thing, just in a different way. I don't know what I'm drinking, but it's supposed to be all natural. It's kind of a natural
so
way
far,
to do
it's sticking with me. I'm not giving
Yeah, you're looking great.
I'm not growing horns.
No.
It's been a year. I've been at the
You have
same
never
way.
had. You're not one to be sick at all. You have no symptoms of any kind for menopause. You've got no.
Yeah, like have you known me to be sick? Well, COVID.
Ever.
When I got COVID, I was
but
sick.
that was once, I think, in 8 years. And
then I got
sorry.
West Nile virus. But the funny thing is, no one knew I had West Nile.
No, I know.
I was asymptomatic. The only reason I knew I had West Nile is I went to donate blood, and they immediately called the CDC, and they contacted me and the
Which
doctor.
is so bizarre.
I was like, what?
I think that might have been a mistake. I swear to God, you're just like, you have nothing.
No, they remember they retested
that's
me.
right,
I had to
yeah.
go and it was when I went to Tahoe. I must have gotten bit by a mosquito, and I got West Nile.
Yeah. You don't get sick. You don't. It doesn't seem like you
Not good.
feel sick ever. I know it's true. Not common.
Yeah, no,
But,
it's rare when I get sick. Like
My daughter Miranda and I over here are constantly
I
feeling
have to
tired.
admit, I always feel tired. I have my thing, but like sickness. I don't get like a stomach bug.
No,
I've
I don't
never-
get that either. But like
Yeah.
just feeling
But,
shitty kind of all the time.
I think
Zach,
yeah,
you're
I get that.
generally pretty healthy right along with me, right? Yeah.
Do you feel tired all the time though, or are you just low key? You seem like you're tired.
His
all the
answer
time.
was a shrug, so I think that makes sense. He's
You
low-key.
also probably stay up a million hours, so I'm seeing you at your low. At
Zach's
your low
a
times.
second shifter.
Yeah, exactly.
Zach thrives
You are
in
not
this
someone that
second
is.
shift.
Yeah, this is my
wait.
second. Like I'm tired right now.
I'm really
so I go to
tired
bed
right
by 7:30. But yeah, to have this podcast at 9 a.m. and I'm booming.
Yeah.
I would be
alive.
better at 9 a.m. too.
So, read another article. I love reading articles. That talks about aging, and it said that it happens in 3 major jumps. And I'm kind of disagreeing here.
Yeah, I totally disagree.
One is at 34, which means, Zach, next year you're about to feel a whole lot older. 60 and 78. And I got to say, I agree with the 78 because I'm kind of watching my parents and you watching Casey's
Yes,
parents.
absolutely. I
And that
totally agree with 78.
to 80.
85-ish,
Wow.
yeah.
There's a big. I don't think it's 60. I feel like
I think
we
it's
hit it in our
55-ish.
in our mid 50s. So
Yeah.
maybe we're in for a real shocker in the next 2 years.
God, I hope not. If I
And
feel
things are
any
gonna be
shittier
real-
than I do right now, I'm in
At
serious
60.
trouble.
So I'm a little frightened. Zach, you're gonna have to let us know if next year you feel.
I'm trying to remember
biblically
back.
older.
Do you remember feeling?
34. So Miranda was 6 years old when I was 34.
So you had little kids.
We had moved to California. So
I
we were living in
I
Monterey.
definitely had an aging because I gained a lot of weight, like at 36, 37-ish. So I feel like there is a period of time in there that I feel like my metabolism kind of took a dump.
When I think about my mid 30s, it was just, it was hectic. You know, we'd uprooted our house. We had moved to California. I was working. Ed was only like sort of working, figuring things out. Kids were in a new school, making new friends, and then new job. Just there was an exhaustion of that and learning the community.
Most people I know it seems like 40. It hit them like a ton of bricks, and I could kind of say.
Yeah,
but
listening
40,
to the Holderness podcast, she's talking about in her mid 40s feeling
like
run down. So I don't know that I agree with this whole 34, 60, 78, and I'm a little frightened about the prospect
if
of
it's
60.
any worse than late 50s. I don't know. Maybe
I will say though, for my husband, God bless him, is he 60? He
aged a lot in the last year. Yeah,
he's 60.
a couple years.
He's going to be 62 this year.
I feel like he's
And
aged a lot since I've known him.
Yeah,
even.
and that he hit that 60. So
he's doing better now because he's biking
back to
more
doing
and
acoustic
getting-
and he the other day he still went out and got his 2 Egg McMuffins and I just cringed. I'm like, you were doing so good. What?
Is he good?
What are you doing?
I thought we were off McDonald's. I thought we had
I
convinced
thought
him.
we were too, but don't get mad. Miranda, you ran a Spartan.
Yeah,
I did.
And
but you were not
Disappointed.
you couldn't do
No,
any
I
of
did
the
fine,
body
but
weight things, huh?
I have no upper arm strength.
So you're going to work
and-
on that, or you're just going to say,
No,
F
I'm
it?
going to work on it. But
part of your problem is you're tall.
yeah,
Tall people weigh more, and it's harder for you to lift your
I'm a
your body
runner
weight.
for sure.
Yeah.
Which again,
Were there a lot of girls being able to do it?
no. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing.
A lot of posers?
Like scary watching these large people, men and women, jump up. The bars are up high.
Yeah.
It's like when you drop down, you have to like brace yourself. They were falling directly onto their backs. They were swinging
Jesus.
and plopping, and I'm just like, I heard bones like hit ground. Oh, it's rocks. It's not like it was a very well set up event. Me,
yeah, you
10
had a
out of 10.
shuttle
I'd
bus.
do it again.
It's near Fort Ord, right? In the Monterey Bay.
Toro Park.
Oh yes, we used
Beautiful.
to live right by there.
And the mile, so it was a 5K, and so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna kill it on the run. I actually
All
liked
uphill.
it. All uphill.
Wow.
Coolest hike ever, but like it's a freaking.
so were the
hike, you're
larger
not
people
running it.
just walking?
Laying
Everybody
down?
was walking.
People are laying down on the side of the trail, and I'm like, ooh. That's where I'm like, okay, I can do this, but. I wish I kind of wanted to like run everything, but there was no way to run it. It's rock.
So did Brett
boulders.
achieve all the obstacles?
He did everything except for the spear throw. And I
Spear throw.
So you have to throw a spear into a haystack and hit the target. It's a one and done since there's so many people. Since we weren't competing, it's a one and done. If we had gone in the heat at like 6 a.m., you go until you hit the spear into the thing, and you have to pull the spear back.
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
I did a really good effort, but I hit the metal, the plastic padding, and it bounced off. So then we had to do 30 burpees. And I'm sorry, but 30 burpees
Is a lot
of burpees.
Especially
And
at that
full
point in the
burpees,
thing.
top of the after running uphill for 2 miles, and then in just
30?
dirt and hay. 30
I don't think
burpees.
I could do 30 burpees, period.
I really did
I
5
think
at
our
a time.
knees would say hell no.
Literally, my knees
Yeah.
are banged up from my burpees.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, whatever. But like, I have the stamina and endurance to do that kind of thing. But the damn monkey bars, man, it's just so disappointing. I couldn't.
Ever since you
grip
said
my hand.
I can't do the monkey bars, I've been wanting to try to do the monkey
You
bars.
know what? It was
because
because
we have them on my little walk.
They weren't like the little ones at the walk.
Oh.
Like, so I, it just was heartbreaking. So then you have
so
to
then
do
you
a
have to have
penalty
hand
lap.
strength if they're
Yeah.
big.
I have my forearms are ripped up right now. Like literally, I was trying to squeeze my shampoo bottle, and I was like, oh, ow, it hurts. But yeah, like it was fantastic. The event itself was set up so well.
So are you going to do the Temecula one? You said Brett's
I would
talking
do
about
it, but I think Brett. I just saw lightning. I think I just saw lightning. Yeah.
I think so. I hope so.
It feels like a tornado weather. When we were riding the
yeah,
other
it did.
day, I was like, it felt like tornado. I know we don't get tornadoes, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, thunder.
There you go.
Oh yeah, thunder.
I hate.
I
thunder.
love a thunderstorm.
love
It was thundering up in.
thunderstorm.
So you don't remember
Wait,
because we
who
moved
gave
out
me
of the
this fear,
Midwest.
though? I
We have to
hate
clarify for those of you listening in other places, we do not
in
get
Southern
thunder and
California.
lightning storms. We just don't get
And
them.
Elle and I growing up Midwest, and
Love a
Zach,
good
we
storm.
remember. Oh, there's nothing better than sitting on a couch.
It's like watching
with a warm
fireworks.
beverage,
Yeah.
and reading your book
gosh.
while it's thunderstorming.
It's like watching fireworks, and
It
we
is.
just don't get
And
that
plus,
here.
we need the rain. So hopefully, this also is a harbinger
I don't think
of rain.
we're not supposed to get a lot of rain, but
Thunder. I don't know who gave it to me, but like the
Do we have to
feeling
put
when
you
you're
in a
scared
thunder
and you have, like,
shirt?
feel it in
Yeah.
your
We have
heart.
to put you in the little doggy
I
thunder
don't
shirt.
like thunder at all. I hate earthquakes. I hate thunder. I think
Well, everyone hates
earthquakes are
I don't
terrifying.
like Earth events because I respect Earth and I know how quickly it can.
Yeah.
Take
You would
me off
not
this
want to live in
planet.
the Midwest with the
I know.
tornadoes.
It's not
tornadoes
nice
are
to fool
terrifying.
Mother Nature.
Tornadoes are terrifying. Earthquakes are mild, benign. People talk about, I could never live in California with the earthquakes. I'm like, you live in tornado country.
Yeah,
Well, the
Good
big
God,
one we
your
had a
roof
couple
is-
weeks ago, I was on a call with people,
There was a bad one. a
and I
couple
had
weeks
my
ago.
headset on, and we were scheduling away, and it started rolling, and I said, "Hey guys, I'm going to step away from my desk. I'm probably going to lose you. We're having an earthquake." And they're like, "What? What?"
I actually went in the doorway
and I ran
for the
out.
first time
I
ever.
got the
ran
dogs,
outside.
and we
Yeah.
all went outside, and they're like, "Dylan, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got my why are you still on the call? Why are you talking?" I'm like, "I just have my headset on. It's good. I haven't lost." "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because to anyone who hasn't had an earthquake, they're like,
It's
they
terrifying if
they
you don't.
picture the movies
Yes.
too, and that big chasms open up, and that can happen, like Northridge.
Or they
but,
picture the house falling down or
yeah,
whatever, but it
and
just
they're like-
doesn't. That's such
and then
a
they
rarity.
saw on the news,
Again,
they're
we're
like, "Oh my
knocking on wood,
God, it was
knocking
this
on wood."
big earthquake that hit you," and they just thought it was so odd. Hey guys, I'm having an earthquake. I'm going to be stepping off the call. Like, why aren't you screaming?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not a tornado. It's that I'd
tornadoes
be
are
screaming.
way more scary. They are absolutely terrifying. For one thing, there's no warning. I mean, I guess there's no warning
or the
for an
flash
earthquake either,
floods
but
in like Arizona
right.
are really.
But it's can be much more catastrophic. I watched a tornado take a garage off across the street from a house I was in Wisconsin.
And they're so
Watched it
targeted.
tear the whole garage off.
yeah. And then you're standing there, and it's just swapping through.
And I'm screaming for my friends to go, let's go to the basement, let's go to the basement. And they wouldn't go. And I was like, come on, let's go to the basement. I was terrified.
So the other thing I did, I went and had my roots touched up at our salon,
Which I
and
started going back to.
She just added to her salon a head spa. So those of you who don't watch the TikToks or whatever,
not to be confused with a head shop, which is
not
totally
a head
different.
shop, head spa. And so she bought this table and special everything. And so for her longtime clients, she'd give them the mini head spa treatment complimentary for this service to have you try it out. And the minty scrub, oh my God, it was fabulous. So I added it on top of my big bill that I'm going to have next time. So the next time I go to get my extensions moved up and my color done,
because we're so low maintenance,
I'm going to get the full head spa experience, $140. But she does like a scalp analysis. It was so freaking relaxing. But even if you don't do head spa, and she's going to do it for your
she'll
next
do
one.
a sample.
She now has the table you can lay in while you're getting shampooed. So it's this table.
Like a massage table, right?
So, yeah, and so that, normally you're sitting in those shampoo bowl chairs, and it's not the most comfortable
hurts,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, having the table was awesome. So the head spa experience was about 25 minutes, super tingly. The full one, the 145, is going to be, I think, close to 60 minutes. So looking forward to doing that in my July appointment. But head spa experience, I guess there's a bunch of TikToks that show
like
the various...
combing.
Yeah, the comb, it's like this little water halo that comes over you. A lot of scalp massage. Oh, man, you could just fall asleep with a good scalp massage.
It's funny because half the time I say no to the scalp massage because I can't stand to have my neck back like that.
Or you don't want your hair messed up. It's this is 2-day-old hair.
It really hurts to be in those
this
chairs.
This table's super comfortable.
Yeah. I actually loved that about the stylist I cheated on her with. She had a much better table, which was, you were almost just sitting upright. It was the strangest thing. Like hardly any extension in my neck.
I didn't have any leakage down my shirt.
Yeah.
I saw she's starting to do more tape-ins because the lady was there ahead of me, was getting her.
Good. Maybe
her
she'll get cheaper.
Tape moved, and I think she's starting to stock them because this lady had said, oh yeah, I want to add a few more, and she went to a little drawer and she had a whole inventory.
I imagine she probably does have
started to have an inventory of it.
Yeah.
But it was.
Are you going to switch to the tape-ins?
No,
you're not.
No, I like my one row. It just works for me.
Oh, okay. It's cheaper and easier.
I just added $140 to my service.
I know, it's true. Well, that's why I'm like, well, you might want to change.
The way I'm seeing is this is an investment in Zach's future. I'm mentally telling myself that.
Wait, what?
Because she helped connect. I 6 degrees of separation here.
Okay.
I know. We did another escape room the other day, and we're at a place called Curiosity Escapes.
It was
and
good.
Our guy was Zach. He was really into escape rooms, let's just say. This guy talked to us for about half an hour before our escape room. And nice. I mean,
super
nice guy. We went on like a Sunday. And it was a good room. And they have 2 more that we can do.
Yeah,
so
I'm
we might want
excited
to take
that
you guys.
we have more to do because I feel like we're running out of escape rooms.
We did good. But man, I think we've done 25. Every single time we do at least one dumb bunny thing.
dumb bunny stuff.
It's like, how can we still be doing dumb bunny stuff?
Yeah, I agree.
This one, I felt like it was the boys not listening.
It was. You and I were.
I kept saying, "Hey guys, I think that poster has something to do with the briefcase. Hey guys, that poster has something to do with the briefcase." And they ignored me, and then they dicked around with the briefcase for like 20 minutes.
Right.
And then afterwards, I'm like, "Oh look, it had something to do with it." And they're like, "Why didn't you say something?"
And I had figured out the barrels for the color, the number.
And they were trying to mess you up.
And they were trying to mess me up, and I was like, "Just tell me what this is." And like if they had just listened to us, we would have finished.
It was.
Much
I
better.
blame the boys for that one.
I totally.
We
blame
still
the boys for
finished,
that.
and it was good. It had some
We
couple
finished
challenging.
with hardly any time though.
Yeah, we're love that though. It's keeping our minds sharp. I'm still doing my lumosity. So, let's see. Oh, this was a sentence I heard. I forget what context this was, and it was about growing older. And it says that time feels faster as you grow older because your brain tends to record fewer new experiences. When you're young, everything is new to you. So time seems like a summer when you were young. Didn't summer seem
Summer
so
seems forever.
long?
Yeah.
Here we are. We're in freaking June. The year is almost half over.
Yeah.
So what that means is we need more new experiences.
Yes.
That is what's going to slow time, and routines are what speed it up. So you want to have novelty in your life. So speaking of novelty,
Don't you feel like when we do things on the weekends, when we plan a day, The weekends seem so much longer
This
than they
past
do.
weekend, I woke up on Saturday morning feeling, oh God, like I'm afraid this weekend's going to fritter away. So I said, hey, we had fire here. The weather quality was bad. Air quality was bad. We drove to Oceanside. We played some pickleball. And then I said, we're going to go to the Michelin star restaurant, but we're not going to go for the sit down that we did. We're going to go to the bar seating, because when we were there a year ago, we saw the bar seating and it had a real abbreviated menu.
We were like, wow, bar seating. Like,
Let's do that. And so we parked and then we walked up the Oceanside boardwalk, sat at the bar. The kid had been from Temecula.
Really nice.
The drinks were fabulous, except you went like with smoke. I was too much smoke for me.
Well, especially given that we had come from Temecula, which was on fire, literally. Like, we couldn't even have our whole house fan on the night before.
Too
It's
much
burning.
smoke.
Walk outside, it smells like smoke. And then I had the smoky drink, and then Casey had a Chipotle burrito that I had a lot of smoke, and I just was like...
But it was great. So Ed and I had the 2 non-vegetarian options. You had the 2 vegetarian options. We each had a cocktail.
Fish, but Casey's burrito was fish, which is why he was like, well, I don't need to go back.
Yeah. It was good. I enjoyed it, sitting at that bar.
I thought it was great.
And
And then we found next door was this...
called High Pie, and it was a replica of the Top Gun house.
I think it was the Top Gun house. It might have been where they filmed. It is where
the
they
actual
filmed.
Top Gun. Okay.
Yeah, so
I
where
thought it
they
was
filmed Top Gun.
And they do little pies that were basically like gourmet Pop-Tarts.
Gourmet Pop-Tarts, which were delicious.
There was like 3 pies for $9.
And then I had a little whoopie pie, and you had some ice cream.
We had some ice cream.
The whole
Oh
bill
my
was
God.
like $20, and it was awesome.
fabulous.
Yeah.
So good time was had by all.
Good time was
with our
had by Al.
beverages and the Michelin star restaurant. And that day out, especially away from the fires and everything happening. Thank you, Zach, for sticking around in case we needed to evacuate. It helped make
It
the
was
weekend.
a nice day.
So
And then
I get the whole that you need more experiences, because it'll trick your brain into that time is moving a little slower.
Right.
When every day blends into every other day, oh my gosh.
I miss my day drinking buddy because your new job sucks
Yeah.
ass. And we used to go play almost every day.
I am super hoping that my boss's boss approves the person I want to hire this week, and he was from my former team. And if he approves that, everything is going to be so I'm going to have the most bitchin' team that's
Good.
ever well-rounded. Right now we're called the Fab Four. I am desperate to have the Fab Five, and it'll be great for him because
you
he's
can
in
never play anymore.
He's in a
during
shit
the day.
show, and it's just we want to balance things out. And right now, I can tell some of my people are really burning the candle at both ends because we're trying to make a name for ourselves and just be like, yeah, we're good at what we do. This isn't sustainable. We need to add a new team member. We need to balance it out because you cannot be working balls to the wall
every day.
every
forever.
day.
No.
5 days a week. We need to have I want to be able to say to them, hey, it's summer hours. Let's rotate. Fridays,
Every other
whatever.
Fridays or Fridays off.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen. So really hoping. I have 2 other candidates that are decent. And it probably at any other time I'd be like, oh, those are great candidates. But knowing I have this one holy grail goat that I could possibly get, and all it's standing in the way is just,
It's one approval.
yeah, it's one approval. So I'm hoping I get that good news this week. Regardless, I'm adding a new person to the team, which should help.
No, that's good.
So.
Yeah. I mean, and we're going to LA, right? This
And we're
weekend
going to
what?
LA. Miranda's running a half marathon on Saturday
Yeah.
night. It's like at 6
Yeah,
p.m.
it starts at 6.
Oh,
And-
weird.
And
Yeah.
I'm running like a 2:30, so
So we're planning on going over,
9:30.
maybe going to the
La Brea Tar
La Brea
Pits,
Tar
maybe.
Pits. Got to go have some pie at the
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
I
best
don't know
pie
what
shop.
we're doing the
Same.
day of, but like Buster's going. Cindy can't go.
Oh,
already-
Lizette's not. Is Lizette running?
Lizette's running, so that's why Buster's going, but Buster can't run because it's girls only.
Yeah.
So whereabouts is it?
So we start at SoFi,
Where's SoFi?
SoFi
Stadium.
Stadium.
Where's
kind
that?
of inland.
Oh, okay.
Manhattan Beach, go in 8 miles
Okay.
is where we're running.
How close to like? Where's the main like downtown LA? You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you going to
But
get down
I
there
know
early?
I only know downtown LA.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying is like I think that I'm gonna make a day out of it and probably drive down at like 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Either be with Michelle Rocky, meet up with Buster.
yeah. Who's going? Who's running with you?
So I'm trying to run with Michelle, but she did just get back from an Alaska trip, and I pinged her and I was like, "Hey, how are you feeling about this? Because I'm not We had said, oh, let's do a sub 2:30, which is a 9-minute pace.
Good luck with that.
For 13 miles, yeah. I can run a 9-minute pace for even 8 miles, but there's something about the last, like, 4-ish miles. You run, like, a 11-minute pace.
And is she game for that?
Anyway, she was like, hey, I'm just going to try to survive. And I'm like, okay, me too. But then I'm 50-50 on, I think I could still run a 9. And since I'm so disappointed in my Spartan, I'm kind of like wanting to punish myself in a way and be like,
is
no,
Lizette
I'm
a solid runner?
No, I think she's a 10:30. I looked
Okay.
at her Strava because I was curious before reaching out to say, I'll run with you. She's a 10:30. I don't think.
And she's shorter, so quite honestly, your gait is just such an advantage for you.
So I think I'm going to start with Michelle and run at least like the first 5 miles and then check in with her and say, hey.
Is it a loop? So like if we go to watch, are we going to get to see you come by a couple times?
I can send you the course map and so you can kind of pick. It is hard as I watched the marathon. Basically, you get 2 spots. Like only pick 2. Try not to move more than twice because if I'm running faster or whatever, you'll miss me. But it's out, loop, and back in. So I kind of have 2.
We'll bring cowbell.
Yeah,
Remember
we
to
got
bring
cowbells.
Cowbell. More
and then
cowbell.
you literally run by once, and then you kind of.
I do have to say the one
wait around.
the one little sprint triathlon I ever did, Meg and I did together, and it was really fun. What is first? The swim. Meg's not a strong swimmer. I swam faster. We get on the bike. Meg is a faster biker. I just hung on her wheel the whole time. We get back. We're starting to run, and I ate something and choked on it, and so I was getting a side stitch or whatever, and she just walked it with me. So we just walked that 1K or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it was just so nice to just have somebody with you. And then by that time it was like, well, fuck it, we're not doing this in any kind of time, so let's just enjoy it. And we just had fun. We kind of jog walked and then kind of ran in the last little, sprinted in the end, and it was fun. So there is something to be said for having fun with it and try not to kill yourself.
And that's going to give you a weekend, because otherwise you'll go into the weekend. You've been such a jet setter lately.
I know, but part of me is like, I'm just so tired that like I want to enjoy this more than I am, and I think I'm bummed that.
Well, it's only Tuesday. Maybe as the week progresses, you're going to get your mojo.
This weather might be killing you too, because it's killing me. Casey and I went for a bike ride today, and I was so glad I was on my e-bike, and I just feel like sometimes this weather gets into your joints and just makes you feel shitty. So maybe we'll get a little boost by something else.
Yeah, the thunder stopped. Bummed. I want more thunder.
Is it raining? No. Looks like it could rain.
All right, so the drink of the show that we're enjoying
It's gone.
is the Orange Blossom. And I used my infuser that Brett bought me for Mother's Day. So we infused the vodka with some orange peel. And then I mixed that with vodka and real simple vodka and oranges that I squeezed from our tree in our yard. And then served it with a blood orange slice, and then topped it with a little bit of half and half.
It was a little bit like an orange Julius.
Yes,
it was delicious,
orange
but not as
Julius.
sweet. It was nice and subtle.
Yes, because I cut the orange juice with water because I didn't want this to be.
I'm not a huge
drink.
orange juice fan, but I actually really liked it.
And it was really good. The Orange Blossom.
Nice.
Soup of the show. 5 onion. What 5 onions would you choose? Sweet onions, red onions, shallots, which is actually in the onion family, yellow onions, and green onions.
We just went out to our favorite little place for French onion soup the other day and had some French
and that
onion
was
soup.
good. One day they had bad French onion soup, and I was disappointed. They were back at their game.
Back in salty
it was nice.
splendor.
But it's
French onion soup.
graduation season right now, and oh my God, it was loud in there.
It was loud in there.
And we went on lunch on a Friday. I took the day off, and it was just lots of people, lots of balloons,
Lots of kids.
Yeah, but the school's out now. School's out for summer.
School's out.
We're gonna see kids everywhere.
Summer.
You have come up with the book recommendation.
I did. What is it?
Throw it.
It's a series, and I
love a series.
I'm on book 2. I love a series. This is unfortunately not one that's covered by my Kindle, but it popped up, and I was like, "Oh, that looks good." It's what's the name of it?
Throwing Shade.
Yes, and it's a series, and it's basically a woman
Deborah Wild.
in her 50s. She has a kid. She's divorced from her husband. Her husband ends up being gay. She's a witch, and she lives next door to her husband, and they trade the kid back and forth. But she's a witch, and she ends up involved in mystery, and she gets involved with a werewolf, and there's vampires, and it's like, but it's funny, and it's
okay. And is this the second book in the series or first?
The first one is the one that you
Throwing
just
shade.
Throwing
Okay.
shade, and now I'm on the second book. So yeah, I'm enjoying them. They're easy read. It's sometimes when I read a book, and I read at night, and by the time I pick it up again at night, I have forgotten totally where I am and what has happened. That to me is
just me.
The definition of a bad book. This, I like immediately pick it up and go, oh yeah, that's right. They're, in the vampire
sign
den.
for a book that I love is when I'm like, I'm going to go charge the car, because charging the car means I'm sitting there
Get to read my book. Yeah.
And listening to my book and maybe grabbing a Wetzel's pretzel and just vegging out. Hey, I'm going to get the car charged.
Yeah. It's when you want to, you go out of your way to read the book. Like I'll go to lunch just so I can sit and read my book.
Song that has been living rent-free in my head, the anniversary song by the Cowboy Junkies. Ed and I celebrate our 37th wedding anniversary tomorrow.
You guys make a much bigger deal out of anniversaries than Casey and I do. Like, we never even remember ours, and certainly don't do anything for it.
I have stayed with Ed for 37
It's more
years.
of an accolade for Dylan.
We had a lovely day yesterday. So again, part of my longer weekend, we took.
You played golf.
We played golf at the really
golf.
nice golf course here in town. That we get a chance to golf that course.
It's really expensive.
It's normally like $300 a round per person, but because we're part of this other more affordable course, they give you one, and they're affiliated. They give you one round every year. We went together last year.
We went with you because I had bought Casey this package, but this year he said he didn't want it. So.
It was great. It was absolutely fabulous. So Ed got to
by
be
the way, I really need you to
Cross Creek. Yes,
we got Casey on Cross Creek before, because he said June. We're going to lose it.
I know.
So,
and here we're in June.
Yeah.
I'll take over that.
Yeah.
Because that's a great course. And what I love about it is there's no cell phone, so you're not even tempted to do anything work-wise.
Right. Okay.
So yesterday, Ed was the benefit of and I'm going to air quote here because it really wasn't Karen behavior, but it was quintessential Dylan behavior. So we roll up because he had worked in the morning, and he had asked his supervisor if he could be off.
No, he did not.
He did. He asked Sarah. I heard him ask Sarah. And
okay.
It said, okay.
His other supervisor?
And so he finished his meeting. So we were cutting it close. Our tea time was 10:15. So we get there, and there is a gaggle of women ahead of us checking in at the pro shop. It was so clearly a girls' weekend of maybe my age and older women, and she was trying to organize it. She had her goodie bag. She wanted the, complimentary towel. She was all fussing budget. And I'm like, holy shit, we got to get ahead of these people. We cannot be following these people on the course. So went ahead and I checked in really quick, and I said, Ed, hustle, let's go to the starter. And he's like, what? And I go to the starter. But our tea time's not for 20 minutes. Go to the starter. So we went to the starter, and I said, hey, we're a twosome. Any chance they're sitting there taking their selfies and they're, pimping out their golf carts? I'm like, we can get ahead of them. And he goes, yeah, go for it. And Ed's just like, huh? What? But our tea time's 10:15. I'm like, get in the cart. Get in the cart.
Get in the hole.
And then he realized, like, oh, that would have been horrible. It would have ruined our day. So instead, we were perfectly paced. Didn't have anyone in front of us. Even at the turn at lunch, we were able to grab something. We never had to wait up until the end. We then said, hey, let's golf another 9. We're out here, was only 2. So we then proceeded to go back to the front 9. There we ran into a little bit of following some people. But we were able to golf, 27 holes.
Nice.
And had a great, and did really well. And what we did is the holes we sucked on in the first half, we wound up on the second doing great. Like one of them we just both had watered, and so we shot really well. It was a fabulous day. It wasn't too hot. I mean, glad it was sunscreen because the UV, as Miranda pointed out, was
wear sunscreen.
Sitting outside, and then my phone alerted me saying,
UV alert.
You are sitting in
a griddle.
Oop, I just saw a big lightning. It's going to be a big one.
Big crack coming.
But yeah, I'm shocked that you aren't sunburned.
No, because I had good sunscreen. Kopari on.
Nice.
But anniversary song by the Cowboy Junkies.
And then I couldn't think of a song, and I walked in and I said, Zach, help me think of a song. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. And that is my song.
Get her out of my heart.
So I couldn't think of anything else, and so the Beach Boys came to mind. That's my song.
Well, my thought to end the show. Sometimes we don't want to heal because it's the last link to what we have lost. And this kind of came to mind because we're coming up on the anniversary of Buckley's passing. And so I've been looking at pictures, and it's like, oh, it still makes me sad. And then this just resonated because that's it exactly. It's like, that's a link that I have. Like the other day, Ed wanted to pick up some parts from the auto parts store because he's got to do the brakes for the Lexus. And we parked in the parking lot, and catty corner from that parking lot is the vet where we said goodbye to Buckley. Aww. I will never go back there ever again because of it. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the vet, and Ed like literally sees me tense up, and then he looks over and he's like, oh. And I'm like, I'm okay. Just leave me in the car. You go in. Just come in the auto part. No, just leave me in the car. So anyway, that line resonates with me. Sometimes we don't want to heal because it's the last link to what we have lost.
Oh. Well, your current Black Aussie's circling
I know,
the shark.
What's up with that?
Every time the thunder
I think the
goes
thunder.
off. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
is he
they're not used to thunder.
He's not a happy dog with the thunder.
Yeah, they're not.
Because that's unusual for him to be this anxious.
Yes,
that's
he's
a very
anxious.
calm dog, and he's a little anxious. Oh,
It's
yeah,
okay.
He's not. It's okay, right?
He's letting us know.
It's okay, Bubba.
All righty.
Come here, Bubba.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah, be careful.
There we go.
Yes,
I got a hug. I got a hug, you dog. Okay. Ow, out.
Yeah.
Toenails. Okay.
Down
All
we
right.
go.
Well, I'm Elle.
And I'm Dylan, and we
We
both
both love
love soup. Bye-bye.